Welcome, everyone. Good morning. My name is Wendy Karn, and I am your worship associate today. And we are the Orange Coast Unitarian Universalist Church. I am joined today by our minister, Reverend Sian Wiltshire, and Danielle Lewis, our Director of Education for Children and Youth. And we are joined by the wonderful and amazing and much beloved choir members, Steve Morihiro and Susan Shaw, and they will be our interim music directors while we're in search. So as you're coming in today, I just want you to know that whether you've been here 30 years or 3 years or 10 months or 10 minutes, we welcome you. Today is Easter Sunday. Tuesday is Earth Day, and we are celebrating these things along with our flower communion. This is a multi-generational service, so our children and youth will be here in the sanctuary with us today, and we're all happy that you are here. Thanks for joining us. We will not be sharing joys and sorrows today, but please reach out to our pastoral care team should you need some support. I want to extend a special welcome to visitors today. If you're seeking a spiritual home, we sincerely hope that you will find it here. It's great to have you. Welcome. We're a community of many different identities and beliefs. We are bound together not by dogmas or creeds or fears, but rather a covenant to create welcoming, inclusive, loving community together. We do not need to think alike to love alike. In the spirit of building this community, let's recognize the many volunteers who have helped put this service together today. Thank you. Roomers, we invite you to silence your cell phones, and Zoomers, we invite you to say hello in the chat. And if you have a flower near you or a picture, go ahead and put a picture of that in the chat as well, because it is our flower communion today. And please feel free to do that if you feel moved to do so. As we worship today, let us acknowledge that our church property rests on the sacred ancestral homelands of the Hahachaman and Tongva peoples who seek justice and responsible stewardship. We begin worship with the lighting of our chalice, and this morning I would like to invite Emma up to light our chalice. Emma is the newest member of this church, although, yeah, right? She has been here for a very long time, just completed the coming of age earlier or at the end of last year. And yeah, we're welcome to having you on the fold. Thank you for lighting our chalice. We're going to join together and say our unison affirmation. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. This we affirm together. Thank you. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our opening song. Yeah.
Nature Come into this time of celebration, where 3 stories bloom like spring flowers. We gather to remember Easter, a story of courage, of love rising again. We honor Earth Day, a call to care for this precious planet we share, and we cherish our flower communion, a gift of beauty, diversity, and belonging. These stories come from different places, but all remind us of what is possible when we choose justice, when we plant seeds of hope, when we live with joy. So come, bring your questions, your wonder, your hearts wide open. Come, just as you are, and find your place in the circle of stories in spring.
Well, as Jaden mentioned, today is a very special day in our church, and we are darn packed in here. And there is a seat over here, Craig, if you need one, or up front. You got it? Okay, you're good. Okay. Which I love it. Thanks for everybody for being here. So as I said, it's a special day. We're celebrating not just one, but 3 beautiful stories, and all of them about life and about love and taking care of one another in the world. Our first story is about Easter, a story that reminds us that even when things feel really hard or really sad, love can still rise up. And the second story is something that we celebrate every year here in this church. We decide to do it on Easter Sunday. It's called Flower Communion. It's when each of us brings a flower, that's what you saw all of those out there, to create this beautiful bouquet. Usually there's actually a bunch of bouquets because we have so many wonderful flowers. Each flower is different, just like each person, and together they make something beautiful, like our community. And the third story is about the very first Earth Day, which, as Wendy mentioned, is on Tuesday. It's a time when we remember also how amazing our planet is, and that we have a job to do, to take care of this Earth, like it takes care of us. And today also, I'm going to invite all of the kids, yes, that's you guys over there, any of the kids and youth who would like to participate, we're gonna have you come and be a part of this so you can get up and actually move a little bit, which will be fun. All right, so in just a few moments, we're gonna do something with the flower communion. The flowers for our flower communion are waiting outside, as you saw them when you come in here. In just a moment, I'm gonna invite the children of our community, and we're gonna bring those flowers in here along with Danielle and Wendy. So we're gonna our big, beautiful bouquet right here in front on this table. So as you carry those flowers, though, remember that you're bringing joy, beauty, and love into this space. You're showing us what it means to care for this earth and for each other. So I want to invite the children to go with Wendy and Danielle. Any kids who would like to come, it's kind of fun. You can bring in the flowers and everything. So go out there, and for you Zoomers, I want to invite you to turn on your video and either hold up a flower or put a flower as your virtual background and join us in celebrating the beautiful diversity of these flowers. All right. Wow, look at those flowers. That's amazing. We couldn't even fit them all on the table. All right. Let's continue with our stories. Thank you, by the way, everyone, for helping out. I really appreciate it. Boy, people were carrying two at a time. Awesome. All right, the three stories of Easter Flower Communion and Earth Day might seem like different stories, but if you listen closely, you'll hear something that they all share, because they're all stories of justice, about making things right, and they're stories of joy, about love blooming, and sometimes in the most surprising of places. So I invite everybody to get comfortable, open your hearts, and listen for the thread that ties them all together. And we begin with the story of Easter. Easter, a long time ago, about 2,000 years ago, in a dusty land filled with palm trees and wildflowers, there lived a man named Jesus. Now, Jesus wasn't rich. He didn't have a big house. He didn't wear fancy clothes. Wasn't on TikTok, he didn't have an iPhone. But people followed him anyway. Lots of people followed him because he taught them something very, very important. He taught them about love. Not just love for your friends, but love for everybody. Love for the sick and the poor and the lonely, even people who had done wrong, still love them. Jesus said that all people were God's children and that every single one of them mattered. And he also said something very brave. He told people they didn't have to be afraid of kings or empires or soldiers because God's love and the love of community coming together was stronger than all of that. He knew that the world could be fairer, kinder, and more just, and he taught people how to be that way. Well, unfortunately, many of the people in charge did not really like that very much. They liked being kings and emperors and soldiers and that so that they could tell everybody what to do. They were kind of bullies. They didn't want everyone treated the same with fairness and kindness. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but it was true. So, you know what they did? They arrested Jesus. They put him on trial. And then they really hurt him, and he died. And his friends and all the people who followed him, they were heartbroken. And they cried and they hid in fear, afraid that they might be arrested too. They thought, oh, it's all over. It's done. We're never going to have a kind world. But 3 days later, it would seem that something strange and wonderful may have happened. Very early in the morning, some women went to see where Jesus was buried. But when they got there, this thing where he was buried called a tomb, it was empty. His body wasn't there. It was a big mystery. What happened? Well, we don't really know exactly, but there's lots of ideas about what happened. Some people said that the women saw an angel in the tomb that said to them, "Don't be afraid, Jesus is alive." But nobody believed the women. Sound familiar? Okay, sorry. Other people said that Jesus appeared to his friends and told them, "Go into the world and love one another just as I loved you." Now, few people know for sure what happened. Some people believe that Jesus did come back from the dead to give some final messages. Other people think that, well, no, he did die, but that people dreamed him coming back. Some don't think he came back at all, but that his words, his ideas, and his love lives on. But we do know this, that Easter, that's what we call this time, when Christians celebrate what they believe was Jesus coming back from the dead, this Easter is really about how love is stronger than hate. It's about how even when something feels lost, when you're feeling sad and despair for the world, hope will rise up and surprise us. That's what resurrection means. It means the story isn't ever over.
Now let's go back a little over 100 years, across the ocean to a country called Czechoslovakia. There lived a kind and brave man named Norbert Čapek. Norbert was a Unitarian minister, and he wanted to create a special kind of church, one that didn't exist in his country at that time. He wanted a church where everyone was welcome. Like ours, some people in his church believed in God, some didn't. Some came from Christian backgrounds, some were Jewish, and some people didn't know and just wanted to be in community. And Norbert didn't try to make them all believe the same things. Instead, he helped them believe in each other. He wanted to find a way for people to feel connected, even if they were different. One day, he had an idea. He said, what if everyone brings a flower to the church? Any kind. Wildflowers, garden flowers, store-bought flowers, whatever they have. And they did. Tall flowers, tiny flowers, bright flowers, soft ones. They placed them all together in a big vase in front of the church, just like we did. And at the end of the service, everyone took home a different flower than the one that they had brought. It was a beautiful exchange. It showed that each person was unique, and together they made everything something even more beautiful, just like the church. They called it the flower communion, and it brought hope and joy. But then a terrible thing had happened. Then there was a war, and the bad people came to power, the Nazis. They didn't like the people who thought differently or believed in freedom or the belief and thought. So they arrested Norbert for preaching about love, freedom, and community and put him in a terrible kind of jail called the concentration camp, where he unfortunately died. But the flower communion did not die. His wife, who had also been a minister, brought the story to the United States and told her husband's story. Everyone was so moved by the story that now every year Unitarian Universalist congregations everywhere do the flower communion. We bring flowers, we place them in a vase, we admire the beauties and the differences. And then we take the new flower home to remind us of the community and the beauty of joy. But it's not just pretty ceremony, it's a reminder that we belong to each other and each of us is beloved. And we can change the world. It's a quiet, powerful kind of ritual, the kind that says you matter, and so does everyone else. And that is the kind of joy that blooms again and again and again.
Now let's jump to another story, one that happened much closer to today. Just about 60 years ago, the earth was kind of in trouble. People were building lots of factories, driving more cars, making tons and tons of garbage, but they weren't thinking very much about where the smoke went or where the trash ended up or any of those important things back then. The air in some cities was so dirty that people had to wear masks just to walk around. Rivers were full of chemicals and oil. Animals were getting sick and trees were being cut down faster than they could grow. One river in Ohio, called the Cuyahoga River, was so polluted that it actually caught on fire. That is a true story. Google it. It's fascinating. But people who noticed and they cared, and one of them was named Senator Gaylord Nelson from Wisconsin, and he saw how the planet was hurting, and he said, we need a day where everybody stops and pays attention, a day to help the earth. He had an idea, something like peace protests and teach-ins that students were doing during the Vietnam War. He thought, what if we had an Earth Day? So they planned and they marched and they painted signs. They sang songs that taught lessons. They cleaned up parks and streets. And on April 22nd, 1970, the very first Earth Day, more than 20 million people, so that's like filling up 200 football stadiums. They went out to say, we love the earth, let's take care of it. It was the biggest demonstration that the country had ever seen, and it worked. Soon the government passed new laws to keep the air clean and protect endangered animals. A new group was created by the Environmental Protection Agency, and Earth Day became a tradition every year. Now, people all over the world celebrate Earth Day. They do that by planting trees, protecting animals, and learning how to care for our only home. Earth Day started because people were brave enough to say, this isn't right. This earth deserves better, and it still does. Earth Day reminds us that justice isn't just for people, it's for plants and animals and rivers and clouds too. And when we take care of the earth, we feel something bloom inside of us.
All right, each of these stories are about hope and the joy that follows. You are part of the Easter story when you choose love, even when it's hard.
You are part of the flower communion when you share who you are and celebrate others just as they are.
You are part of the Earth Day story when you love this earth and show it by taking care of it.
Let's keep telling these stories of hope and joy. Let's live with love. Let's share who we are. Let's bloom together. Please join the choir in singing.
And waits for us to hear, to open and invite. Love loves to quiet every fear and seeks to set things right. Love offers life in spite of foes who threaten and condemn. Embracing enemies, love goes the second mile with them. Comes to heal the broken heart, to ease the troubled mind. Without a word, love bids us start to ask and seek and find. Love knocks and enters at the sound of welcome from within. Love sings and dances all around and feels when life begins.
On this day of celebration, we have lots of gifts. And I want to thank everybody who brought the gift of yourself here and the gift of these flowers to everyone. And so in honor of Norbert Chapek and the Flower Communion, I'd like us together to bless these flowers. So together let us say, Infinite Spirit of life, we ask your blessing on these thy messengers of love. May they remind us amid diversities of knowledge and gifts to be united in our devotion to all that is sacred in life. May they remind us to cherish community as one of life's most precious gifts. May we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of all of us are needed to do the holy work of this world.
In honor of Earth Day and everyone who takes care of our planet, which is all of us, yes? All of us. We have a gift for everyone. For those in the room, we are gifting you with a wildflower seed ball. Zoomers, we offer you the recipe on this slide here. You can click on that, and that will give you the recipe for this if you would like to participate. We invite you to plant some of the seed balls this week, and you'll find the link in the chat. If you make the seed ball, note that you just need to put it on the ground, not grass, just empty dirt, and you don't even need to water it. Wait for rain and then wait as the seeds sprout and grow. This works, folks. Sometimes you see those seeds coming up in the middle cracks of the pavement and wonder how the heck they got there. It could have been a seed ball. Let's keep it happening. Anyway, I would like to invite our children up here to help pass out these seed balls while Carrie plays some lovely music.
Come on up. Any children we'd like to pass these out. Thank you to our wonderful helpers. But you know what, helpers? We have some gifts for you, too.
And in honor of Easter, when it's tradition to give gifts of sweets and toys to children, we invite the kids to come forward and receive an Easter basket of goodies.
You'll notice that in the basket, there's a decorated potato. This is because the Killshores believed that the eggs were too expensive. And so they literally colored potatoes. So there you go. Well, in today's service, we have celebrated 3 different stories: Easter, Flower Communion, and Earth Day. Not just as traditions, but as living stories that shape who we are and who we are becoming, right? These stories, they remind us of something really essential about ourselves, that we are storytelling people, right? In the face of cruelty, in the face of despair, stories have always been about how we remember who we are and what we value, and even what is still possible. In our world right now, there's so much trying to divide, silence, or dominate. And stories such as these help us to resist by giving us hope and keeping love moving forward. Easter is a story of resurrection, not just of one person, but of hope itself. It's a story that says even in the darkest hour, when it feels like all is lost, love rises again, and that perhaps we are the angels that bring hope to the world. It's a story used by people across generations to remind themselves that tyranny and fear do not get the final word. Exactly. And Earth Day is a story of awakening to responsibility, awakening to the responsibility of taking care of our Earth. It's the story we're writing right now. A call to protect the beauty of this Earth and our interdependence with it. The fate of the world is not fixed. We can still choose life, care, and courage. Flower Communion is a story of community, diversity, and quiet rebellion. When Norbert Chapek created, he offered his people a ritual that said, "You are beautiful, you are worthy, and together we are strong." That is how you resist oppression, by affirming humanity and love in every blooming face. Together, these 3 stories tell us that we are not powerless. We can rise, we can act, and we can create something beautiful, even in hard times. And when we do it together, like Jesus had his disciples, his friends, like Norbert and his congregation, like Gaylord and the millions who followed him, we can do anything. These stories are sacred. They teach us how to resist, how to love, and how to imagine a world that is more just, more joyful, and more alive. So let's keep telling them. Let's keep living them. Now, I invite you to rise, embody your spirit, and join the choir in singing our returning song.
See in the springtime with all of its flowers, all the colors, when the sun touched by the sun. All the colors above for the whole world around and for everyone under the sun. All the colors above for the whole world around and for everyone under the sun. De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajaritos que vienen de fuera. De colores es el arco iris que vemos lucir. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. All the colors, yes, the colors of people parading my way with their banners. All the colors, yes, the colors of pennants and streamers and plumes and bandanas. All the colors, yes, the colors of people now taking their place in the sun. All the colors above for the whole world around and for everyone under the sun. All the colors above for the whole world around and for everyone under the sun. De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. De colores son los pajaritos que vienen de fuera. De colores es el arco iris que vemos lucir. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí.
Unitarian Universalist congregations are fully self-supporting. What that means is that members and friends raise all of the funds for our operating budget, the ministries, and all of the programs of the church, and we are ever grateful for your gifts of time and treasure and talent. OCUUC amplifies that spirit of generosity by sharing half the plate we receive each week with an organization that shares our values. And this month, I'm very happy to say that we are supporting Share Ourselves. Share Ourselves is an amazing group that is supporting people that need help in this community with doctor's appointments, mental health care, dentistry, food security, and we do collect food each week for their food pantry. And another branch has moved right across the street, and they have several offices that will be taking people in for care. And they've been partnering with us for a long, long time, and it's great to have them across the street now. So you can mail a check, you can go through our website, or you can use an app called Vanco Mobile. And if you're a roomer, you can also use this basket that's coming around and put something there. The choice is yours. All the information is on our website should you need it. And as always, thank you so much for your generosity.
This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that? This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this strength that I have, this strength that I have, this strength that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this love that I have. This love that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This love that I have. Oh, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this love that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Singing, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this pride that I have, this pride that I have. This pride that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this pride that I have, yeah, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. All this peace that I have, oh, yeah. The world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give me my peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. Won't you sing about peace? This peace that I have. Oh, yeah, now. The world didn't give it to me. I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. All this joy that I have, this joy that I have. This joy that I have. Oh, yeah, now, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have. I said the world didn't give it to me. Don't you know that this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, I said the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it and the world can't take it away. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
Resistance Revival Chorus believes in the words written by the poet Toy Darracott when she wrote, "Joy is an act of resistance." We believe in the words of Mr. Harry Belafonte, who said, "When the movement is strong, the music is strong." We sing to revive the hearts of those who fight for social justice, and we sing together for freedom.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Sperry. I joined this church 32 years ago when we were over at Victoria. And I joined originally to join the choir. And since then, I joined the Building and Grounds Committee. I was on a search committee for the minister, Karen Stoyanov, who has since retired. So it shows you how long ago it might have been. I'm here this morning because I want to talk about shared community. To me, that's one of the most important things of this church community. It does serve as family for many of us. And one of the things that I've really enjoyed over the years is watching our children grow. So he's not here today, but Eric Noel, I remember when Eric was about 3 feet tall. And of course now Eric today is bigger than that. And one of the things I wanted to encourage new members and even existing members is, besides pledging, which is very important, of course, but to get involved in other ways too. You know, join the choir, be an usher, join a committee, even aspire to be on the board one day, which is an important position, of course. So it was really gratifying this morning to see Jaden come up and speak. That was great. And to watch you and your brothers grow, it's just an awesome thing. And I see Sam here today. Kate's not here, but Sam is, and it's just great to see you guys grow and flourish. So besides asking people to be as generous as you can with your pledges, I mentioned there's the other parts of the church which are important. I think it's stressing the family theme. You'll notice that the auction this year, the theme is We Are Family. Right, Jolene? That's right. So it does drive the point home that it's more than just a gathering of folks. We really do share a lot here. And I would make a point, too, that next year, we'll be in the new building. So it'll be sooner than next year. I meant to say next year's pledge drive. We'll be in the new building. And although we're kind of crowded here today, we have room for, I'd say there's probably 130 here. We're over 100 easily. So we're going to have room for 100 and plus more. That's a 250-seat sanctuary, so we'll have room for many more. So tell a friend. So with that, let us sing We Gather Together, a song that expresses our gratitude for the gifts we share. Thank you.
Peace, love, and justice for everyone. We give from our hearts to show that we care. We can change lives with what we share.
We extinguish our chalice today. Let us say together as we extinguish the chalice, we extinguish our chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. This we carry in our hearts until we are together again. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. What a fun service. If you are a guest or someone who hasn't yet been known to us, I invite you to become part of this beloved community. If you would like to know more about this church, we invite you to either stop by our welcome table, which is just outside these doors. You'll walk right past it on the way out, come by and say hi. Or you can contact us at hello@ocuuc.org, and we will help you get connected. See, so many people want to say hi. Zoomers are welcome to stay after on the chat and speak with each other online. We want you all to feel part of this beloved community, so please reach out and we'll get you connected. Thanks for being here.
So announcements before we do our flower communion. I also just want to say I am having so much fun having the kids in this service today. Doesn't it just feel like wonderful community? I just love it. I love that they run around. I think that's so cool. Okay, so a couple of things for you all to know, one of which is I'm going to be out of the office until May 14th. Many of you know that I'm going to Scotland, so I'm very excited about this, a trip I've been planning for a long time. But we have some amazing, wonderful speakers here for you, one of which is the Reverend Jason Cook. Yes. So for those of you who don't know Jason, he and his husband Lawrence were members of this congregation, and then Jason got the call to ministry and went off and became a minister, and he's available to come and preach here. So that's wonderful. And then another favorite is the Reverend Kakanza Nuri Robbins is also going to be here. We love her. She's amazing. And of course, our wonderful intern Wendy will be doing it. Just so you know, she's wrapping up her finals in seminary, and so she's graduating very, very soon. We're going to celebrate that. I also want to mention that we have this really fun thing going on Zoom, interestingly enough. It is the Climate Change Movie Night and Discussion on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Look in the blast for a link or talk to Wendy afterwards. She's going to be leading a discussion about this wonderful movie. Here we go. Okay, so this movie is called Eating Our Way to Extinction. Oh my goodness. It's narrated by Kate Winslet, interestingly enough. And so this is part of the Climate Justice Revival Group, and the UU Animal Ministry are presenting this together. So come online, and it's nice because you can watch the movie together. It's a documentary, relatively short, and then afterwards there's going to be a wonderful discussion about that. So, got lots of things to say today. Okay, so the auction, yes?
I just wanted to say Maureen is available to talk about that too. Marina's in the choir.
Okay, so Maureen is in the, Maureen's in the choir with the beautiful brightly colored shirt, and she's happy to talk to you about that too. Let's see here. So auction is coming up. That is so much fun. It's, I say Craig calls it, says, we are family. He said it wrong. We are family. All right. Remember, there's going to be like a whole disco theme. I'm going to be back for that, so I can't wait. And there's a costume contest, so like get dressed in your most wonderful 70s gear. It's a really fun night. So it is an auction, but it's for a fundraiser. But everybody come. And I believe it's potluck as well. I think yes. So come out for that. You'll hear more about that in the coming weeks. Yes, and we need your submissions. So, and the fun thing, so if you've never done this before, basically some people offer a dinner. Like I was going to talk to Elizabeth about doing a paint and sip at some time together. So we'll like buy the tickets and then you guys bid on them and then we all go out and have a nice paint and sip. I've had requests to do more tarot readings, so I think I'm going to do that. So that's always fun. So at any rate, there's all sorts of fun things that are going on. So people do dinners, people, I don't know, clean your yard, whatever you would like to offer, go ahead and do that. The other thing I want to mention is that in the second week in June, we have our annual meeting come up. And if you would like to be able to vote to that, you need to become a member ahead of time, at least 30 days ahead of time in order to be voting in that. And I just want to mention that last Sunday, 3 of the people who grew up in this congregation, so Emma, Joelle, and Finn, all joined the congregation. Isn't that cool? Okay. So I want to invite you, if you have not joined the congregation and you'd like to be able to vote on the annual meeting, go ahead and do that. That'd be wonderful. The other thing, yes. Yes, okay, so see this lovely lady back here who's raising her hand? Yes, so if you would like to become a member, you can talk to me or you can talk to her, but I'm going to be out of town, so talk to her. Okay. The other thing is that we didn't have joys and sorrows today. This is a weekly ritual that we have for people to express what's going on in their hearts. And I apologize for that. We just knew we had a lot of kids here. But there were, unfortunately, 2 really big things that happened this week that I want to draw your attention to. And you can sign the cards out on the card table afterwards. So they will be ready for you out there. One of which is that Dolly, who is a beloved member of our community, she went into the hospital briefly. And she did send in this joy or sorrow. She says, I wish to express my thank you to Nancy and Tom Lockery for coming to my rescue the other day during my medical emergency, especially to Tom, who sat with me for 3 hours in the ER, observing me moan and groan in misery until he couldn't take it anymore and I sent him home. She says it's so good to have people in our church who really do practice what we preach. Amen. Yeah. And the other one is that Jenny, who is not here today, she normally is in our choir, her mother passed away. So when you see her, please give her a big hug. All right, and then finally, the last thing I want to mention, if you came in here, you notice there's like this amazing spread out there on the tables. Bella, our wonderful Bella, where's Bella? She's still outside. Okay, so she's outside getting ready. She prepared this Easter brunch for everybody. So go and just have it. She said, this is just my gift to the congregation. And she brought it all. She did it all. So give her a hug, say hello. She's wonderful. All right, so here we are at the end of our service. So now the idea is that I invite you to come forward and pick a flower from one of these vases. Don't worry, there are plenty. If you forgot to bring one, don't worry, there are plenty, right? And just as you take your chosen flower, note its particular shape and beauty and handle it carefully. It is a gift that someone else brought to you. It represents that person's unique humanity and deserves your kindest touch. May you always know that you are loved and that you bring joy to each heart that you touch. So please come forward and choose your flower as we process out. And Zoomers, I invite you to share your favorite flower with one another after the service. Please come forward as Carrie sings.